Goddess Quanae, and thank you for tuning in again. If you're new here, I am Goddess Quanae. I own a skincare line called KM Essentials, and I also sell spell jars there, as well as lip gloss, the one that I'm wearing now. And here on this channel, I hope to inspire the many goddesses, especially my Nubian goddesses out there, to inspire you to be magical, to inspire you to have self-acceptance, self-awareness, self-care, beauty, intelligent, and just provide a safe space for Black women to come together and indigenous women to come together mainly. And so that's what I hope to inspire. So today when it comes to like spirituality and mental health, what really triggered this, I was in a live on TikTok, and there, I'm not gonna say any names, but there was a young lady that was in the chat, and we was talking about spiritual protection. I ended up getting a reading, just a one-card reading, which I really needed it at that time because my mental health has been kind of in the dumps. If you don't know, I am diagnosed with depression, anxiety disorder, and bipolar, also coupled in with PTSD as well, due to sexual assaults. And SA, I'm sorry, this is YouTube. And so we was talking about that, and so the reason I had got a reading is because my anxiety had caused a lot of rush of thoughts, and it was hard for me to concentrate. I was having a hard time hearing my spiritual team and then the anxiety, so it was kind of both going together, mixing up, and I couldn't decipher which one. I ended up getting put back on my regular med regimen, which has helped, and so it has made me a little clearer so I can do this video. And so while we was in there talking, there was a young lady, like I said, that she came in there, and she was saying that she was having suicide thoughts. So she was having SI, so suicide intentions. She didn't have any actions. But in there, I advocated for her to speak to a mental health professional. My background is in case management, particularly with people with diagnosed mental illnesses and like substance abuse disorders. So I advocated that she contact professional assistance, particularly the crisis line. If you look at my videos, a lot of them, well, the newer ones, they actually have the crisis line in there. So I advocated that since it was late at night, it was around like 10 o'clock, that she seek professional help. Like she goes to the emergency room, or she called the crisis line to get her linked up with somebody who is licensed and a medical professional. And so I got shut down real quick by the host and other people that was in there, and they was just talking about doing shadow work and just reassuring her that everything is going to be okay, that what she's going through is temporary, things like that, which is understandable. Yes, I would like you to do your shadow work. Yes, know that things are temporary, but a crisis to me, and they was talking about not everybody wants to call a crisis hotline, blah blah blah, which is fine. I understand. She can also go to an emergency room, which I advocated for her to do as well. And so I'm sitting here lighting the incense because I'm going to fill these jars while I'm talking to you guys. And so I advocated for her to do that, but I got shut down for people wanting to telling her to do shadow work, reassuring her that everything is temporary, which it is, and that she should just do shadow work, pretty much. And so it really prompted me to talk about this topic because mental health and the spirit world, it kind of clashed, and I really kind of saw that it kind of started clashing, because if you're in a mental health crisis, I implore you to go seek professional help. If you have to, call emergency services, call 911, go to a crisis center, things like that. And then it also sparked memories of like people with faith healing. One of the nurses that I used to work with as a case manager at a company, she advocated, she was like, I'm Christian, but I know praying does not take away mental health, which is so true. And so I have a couple articles linked at the bottom about the benefits of mental health and spirituality, which is awesome because it does help. It does give you a sense of purpose, sense of belonging, which those people on the live, I didn't really have any quarrels with them. I just wish that, we would take into account professional assistance. Because professional assistance is so important, and to have those necessary skills, because it's nice to say, well, just do your shadow work. Well, if you don't have the skills and there's not a teacher there to teach you how to properly do that shadow work and handle, excuse me, and handle the emotions and the memories that come up, to handle reliving a situation, that it can be so heartbreaking. And so, I just wished I sent her good vibes that, she take what she said. She also take what I said and sought mental health professional help. So yes. And so in those links below, I did read them, and it talks about the benefits of spirituality, which is like helping people find purpose, helping curb the side effects of depression, helps curb like suicidal, oh goodness, I've said it again, intentions. So it helps curb that so that you can decrease it, because I have suicidal, I'll say it again, ideations. I do suffer from that. It is very scary. I have tried to unalive myself 3 times? Yes. 3 times over my life. Obviously, I'm not good at it. I'm still here. That is not one of my strengths, trying to unalive myself. I should put on some gloves. Trying to unalive myself is not one of my strengths. So, I'm still here. And, so, Spirit helped me. And one of the reasons why it did help me, also with like years of therapy, we cannot forget professionals. Years of therapy. I got some rosemary here. Love rosemary. I love the smell of it. Years of professional assistance since I was about, I'll say 15. And then developing my spirituality and connecting with my spiritual team has really helped me, even though those thoughts still come. They still come, and it still can be debilitating, to the point where I be obsessing over unaliving myself. And it's not fun. It's very scary. It's very nerve-wracking. And luckily, with professional help and medications, I've been able to tackle that beast and learn those skills to effectively curb those thoughts. And the last time, well, I'll give you a story, because it was the last time that I didn't actually hurt myself, but the thoughts had got so bad due to like a situation with family earlier this year. So we can go ahead and just talk about that since I'm talking about it. Okay, so with this situation, it was just like a big thing that I really was hoping for. I had paid for it or whatnot. And we ended up falling out a little bit, me and this family member, well, family members and stuff, due to my spirituality, talk to my ancestors. I have a lot of family that still think it's demonic, it's demons and stuff. And so I guess I was embarrassing them, you know, speaking freely or whatever. It was just so much stuff said that shouldn't have been said. And so it broke my heart, because I love my family. I love all of my family members, you know, as long as you don't do me wrong or nothing like that. So I ended up, yeah, I obsessed of it so much. I ended up being so heartbroken. I just simply told myself and told my spirit guides, like, I was like, I don't care if I go to HE double hockey stick. I don't care, because how I'm feeling right now, I can care less about where I'm going, because obviously family has damned me to hell anyways. Oh, I didn't even cleanse it. Damned me to HE double hockey stick. So I'm already going there, but it's better than living in this world with the family members who could care less. So as I come to that conclusion, I ended up getting a vision of one of my spirit guides. And one of my spirit guides, she's really powerful. She's like a reflection of me. You can say that she's like my higher self. And she came with her white head wrap. And the words she said to me was, your ancestors, well, let me move this a little bit. She said that your ancestors are rejoicing. They rejoice every time you speak to them and you remember them. And that nobody, ooh, all this dust from this lavender, nobody has the right to get in between you and your faith, because you don't do that to them. And she said it with a straight face. It kind of scared me. And she wanted to make sure that she, out of all people, and she speaks, like when this ancestor or higher self, when she speaks in plural. And she said, we are rejoicing and you are loved. We love you. So, you know, it just really touched me. She said a lot of stuff, but that's the one thing that I will say publicly that she said. And I can say that really helped me, because I still at times have thoughts and feelings when it comes to SI idolations, and I just think about what she said and the different things I have overcame of being SA'd when I was younger, and when I was like in college. Somebody's texting me, but that's okay. The verbal abuse that I've endured. The abandonment that I felt and stuff. And so she really kicked me out of it. But not everybody has that connection. Or the skills. And that can come from professional assistants. To even have that discernment and that understanding to use your skills. To recognize your symptoms, to have friends that supports you and is understanding. Like, I have a friend right now, and if I get quiet too long, she knows to come check on me, because that's just the relationship we built. And the same with her, to like physically come check on me, like call me, do something, girl. Make sure I'm still breathing. And that's the relationship that we have built together. I built that with several friends, where we just do that and we connect. But I really do appreciate spirituality in helping me get to that point where I'm comfortable to use my skills and my strengths. And then also, when it comes to like faith healing, people be like, oh, you having mental health issues, you know, I pray for you. And like, really, in all honesty, I always just go for professional assistance and stuff. And then, you know, you can couple it with the rest of the holistic approach. You can couple it with your spirituality and with yoga and with exercise and with what else we be doing, with your candles and with your spell work and with working with the universe and venerating your ancestors. And that's another thing. You can ask your ancestors, ask your spiritual team, whoever you pray to, you know, for guidance to seek that help. Because my mental health, I literally cannot function without medication. Not to saying that I'm dependent on it, but I literally can't. Like, it does change my brain waves, my chemicals in my brain, in order for me to function. And there's nothing wrong with that. And people be like, oh, it changes your brain chemistry. And it's like, yes, I needed to change my brain chemistry, because I'm going to be struggling. My conscious thought, I will struggle. I will start hallucinating. I will start hearing things. I will start trying to harm myself. I will have major mood swings. I will have trouble sleeping, to the point where I won't sleep because I'm scared to go to sleep. Like, I'm literally terrified that something is going to happen to me. And I just can't sleep. So I appreciate the chemicals changing my brain waves so I can get some rest. Got my bay leaves. And then also there's another story when it comes to like faith healing. I had, and I say had because it's correct, I had a family member, my star of Annalise, that passed away due to faith healing. They had got an organ transplant, and due to listening to people in the faith community, religious Christianity, they had convinced her to stop taking her medication. Stop taking the immunosuppressants, because she was healed. God had healed her. Which, if you don't know about transplant, you need to be on immunosuppressants for quite some time, because that is a foreign body in your body. Your body knows that that's not mine, and so the immune system was targeted like it would do a virus or a bacteria. So she stopped, and her health declined. The kidney was gone, so that's 3 kidneys. She started to go blind. More amputations of limbs and toes. Not limbs, but toes. And so with that said, it's the same thing with spirituality. Just couple your medical with your spiritual, because I'm not licensed. I'm not a licensed professional to give medical advice and to tell you not to seek medical advice. I'm just not licensed to do that. And so, but what I can do is suggest that you go find that medical treatment. You go find that person, people, team, whatever. I got my chilies to get that help. If you have to call emergency services, do that, please. I have called emergency services on family members who had thoughts of harming themselves or others. I've done it for clients. Because at that point, you are a danger to yourself, you're a danger to others. And yes, it's good to reassure you that everything is going to be okay. That's awesome. But I don't know exactly how you came to that conclusion of where ending your life should be the possibility, should be even an option. I don't know. You can be getting harmed and abused at home, and I'm telling you, it's going to be okay. Just do shadow work, and you know you got that person creeping in your bedroom while you sleeping. That's a real life scenario. Kind of hard to change your mindset when somebody is forcing themselves on you. Kind of hard to change your mindset when you're getting cussed out every night for doing nothing because somebody felt that they was entitled to disrespect you. It's kind of hard. And if you don't have nowhere to go, or you don't have no money, you live it out in the streets, it's kind of hard to change your mindset when you're in a vulnerable position. And so, I just say, with that being said, before I start to go into our reading at the end of the video, is that it's okay to seek professional help when it comes to spirituality. I will have those articles that I found about the benefits of spirituality. It will be down in the description. And then also what will be in the description is links to those crisis centers that I gave that lady. Again, because I want to make sure everybody has proper mental health. Also, if you can, get linked to where's my clothes? Oh, right here. If you can, get linked with outpatient psychiatric services in your county, in your city. You can just type in Google outpatient psychiatric services. If you need to apply for medical assistance, go here in Franklin County. Well, here in Ohio, we call it Job and Family Services, where you can sign up to get government assistance, food assistance, medical assistance. If you have access to something like that, you can Google public assistance in your county, and then you can get access that way. So I just put my clothes. I'm going to combine my clothes and my cinnamon. It smells so good. So public services, government services, government medical assistance, Medicaid, Medicare, and you can get linked with, if you get awarded that, then you can get it linked with outpatient psychiatric services. And then there's our psychiatric services, because I worked for some, where if you don't have insurance, then they have a sliding scale. And then you can use that sliding scale to pay with, that's income based, and it's like based on your household and things like that. So we can go into the reading, and I'm getting a feeling right now that we can, the question that can be answered is, you know, what do we need to hear to go forward? Not go forward, no. What do we need to build up the strength right now? I know here in these YouTube, Twitter, and social media streets is Shaquilla Robinson's story. It's really sad. A lot of us black women, we are co-survivors right now because it's such a tragedy about what happened to her in Mexico. It is such a tragedy. So we do need the strength, us black women, indigenous women, who is co-survivors and survivors of SA, and abuse and things like that. So what is some strength for us? Something that we need from the universe, from spirit, for strength. And I say, since this is a general reading, I just say universe, because that's all encompassing. That's the whole light force, the energy, the light and the dark out there. And so what can the universe say to us women who are co-surviving right now, to give us some strength? So I think that will be the one card pull. So I'm going to go ahead and get cleaned up right now. I'm going to go get my jars, because I just put my chilies and stuff in my new jars. I'm going to go back to the thrift shop. So I'm going to go get cleaned up, and I will be right back so I can get that one card pull for us. Okay, so I'm back. I had to, since with those herbs, I went ahead and cleansed my area with some Florida water. And so I asked the universe which deck do they want me to use, what do they want me to use. So I felt some energy and some heat coming from this one. Some little ASAR. And then I got my coal and my herbs ready, so we're going to get those lit up, and I will get those burning, and we will get to reading and cleansing. Okay, so I got the smoke going good now. Take a time for that coal to start burning, but I have some blue sage to invite good spirits and good energy. I have some rosemary for protection, and I have the lavender to bring in peace. So let's go ahead and cleanse these cards. May these cards be cleansed so that a new message may come through. We're gonna let that smoke just hit every piece of the card. And I have this darn fan on. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that I had this fan on, and I'm sitting here for these cards. Make sure we keep that good energy smoke for shield of protection. Alright, so universe, in this time of warning for co-survivors that's going out. What is the message to keep our strength up in these social media streets that can increase some mental health symptoms, negative mental health symptoms? There we go. We got one. A shield of light come over to some people that's watching. Alright, so these are the cards that came out in their order. It was loss, and then outrageous openness, and then came change. So I'll read you what it says. It says loss. It says sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of egos. Outrageous openness. Dare love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what is needed, and I am open to receive. Change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to sacred crossroads in your own evolution. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that these two cards definitely go together. So in this time where in the last reading, there was a great shift, a great change that was coming, a great awareness, especially for that moon, the full moon. And so here we are in that time where we are actually seeing where we need to cut ties. Where we need to cut ties and things that have triggered us, which is definitely very true. Which has triggered us into some strong emotions. And so now that we know this information, we are aware of what's going on in our minds and what's going on around us. And even like some political issues that you probably haven't thought about, but now it's in the forefront. And it's time to truly let that go. It is time to truly let your blessings come to you. It's time to be open to seeing things for what it is. Maybe it's time to be a realist, where yes, the glass is half empty, yes, the glass is half full, but in reality, the glass has water in it. And that's being real. The glass just simply has water in it. And so, in this, and being real, we can open ourselves up to where this says love and receive love. But really it's probably just not love. It's probably just being open to your self-healing, to your self-journey. Open to achieving them goals that, yes, there is a possibility that you will fail, but at least you would know. And this comes with change, and with that information of being self-aware of yourself and open to new things, then that comes to change. It could change your personality. It could change your thoughts. It can allow the universe to actually come in and give you those downloads. Oh yeah, there it is. Allow the universe to come in and give you those downloads that you so much need, that you have asked for, but you haven't been open to hear true answers. You haven't been open to hearing the real deal. And now that you're open to it, now that you are faced with adversity, or now that you are faced with feeling detached, and you've made it through that shift, now you're on the other side and you're like, oh shit, you could be the only one standing there. The only one fighting the good fight. The only one, you may think you're the only one feeling grief. You're the only one feeling lost. You could be feeling that you're the only one feeling like you don't know where to go. But in that comes your options. In that comes the blessings. In that comes the universe actually being able to get a clear message to you. It may not be the ones that you like. It may not be the ones that you want to hear. But now you're getting that message to the answers that you wanted. Now you're getting clear signs that you are on the right path, even though right now you can't see it. And so in this, it's time to be aware consciously of what, like, you're posting on your social media, the type of people you're giving your time to, because you have already shifted. So you have seen where you have started and you have seen your journey. So now you're here and you need to apply those lessons that you have learned so that you can keep moving forward, so that when looking behind, it's not going to be comfortable. Now it's uncomfortable to revert back to where you came from. And that comes with change. Not everybody will come with you. Not everybody will have your own thought process, but there are people who will listen. Just like what's going on social media, a lot of people just did not know what was going on down in, with black women, but now we have put it in their forefront. So now it's time for us to, we've already been the change, but now it's time for us to collectively as well be down for each other, especially black and women, black and indigenous people. You've shifted. You've made it to the other side. You've realized some things. But now you're here in a place where you have no choice but to listen to the universe, listen to your ancestors, listen to God, listen to your higher self, whatever title you want to give to it, so that change can be permanent. Because what you're asking for is there. What you want is there. And you got to continue to have faith so that you can understand that, know that the universe has your best interest, that you are protected, that you are loved, that you're guided. Just like my ancestors had to tell me. It's been some times they told me some shit. And this has been scary, but I'm here now. I'm here. I'm able to think clearly. I'm able to be like, okay, this is what they said. And even though I can't see it, I'm going to go ahead and walk that path, and I'm going to make that change. And it has been for the better. Even though I can't, you may not always see it, but it's there for you. So this is what the universe has for you today. I hope that message resonated with you. If it does, drop me a comment. I appreciate that. I do look at my comments for the most part. The videos that get a lot of comments, I try to go through them and read them and like them and things like that. But feel free. You can like, subscribe, and share. It's good. And in the description, I will have any products that you want. My necklace that I usually wear with my spiritual jar, it has broken. That jar was done and over with. The universe said that they can care less. Like, that jar has done its job for 2 years. So, and I appreciate that. No, that jar has done its job for 1 year. And I made it so that I can feel protected, but the universe was like, okay, that jar is up. It naturally fell off and broke. So anyways, I will have context of where I got this message from in the description. The cards that I used was a Divine Abundance Oracle deck. My shop will be down linked below, and then also the sources for this video is going to be linked below. So go ahead and check those out, and I will catch you in another video. Goodbye. Ashe.